Hello, my name is Jens and I make video game music. And today I wanted to talk about the question of why do video games even need music in the first place? I think there could be many reasons for a video game having music, but I think the one thing that music does more than anything else in a game is to set the mood for the game. Like the feeling that the player experiences. So for example, the original Super Mario Bros., right? The overworld theme is very playful, very fun. And that's the feeling that we associate with the original Super Mario Brothers. But originally, the composer Koji Kondo wanted to make music that was like, he imagined, Mario running through a grassy field. And I think he was aiming for something more like fantasy-like, something more grand, sweeping, epic. And imagine if we had gotten Super Mario Brothers with that kind of music. It would feel completely different, right? And I think our whole perception of Super Mario Brothers would be completely different. So that is really the purpose of, or one purpose of music in a video game, I think. To set the mood of the game. Another example. The first Shin Megami Tensei games for the Super Famicom are actually pretty easy games, except for I think if it's a bit harder, but the music makes you feel like you are sort of in the bowels of a dungeon and that you could die at any time, even though the game is actually pretty easy. By comparison, the game Etrian Odyssey is probably much harder, but the music is pretty light-hearted, adventurous. So the feeling of the game is that you're on a sort of fun adventure. So again, music creates the mood. Now I think if you don't want to set a mood for the game, which is completely fine, maybe you want to leave the interpretation of the mood of the game up to the player, absence of music, like not having music, can be very effective. For example, like an old arcade game, Asteroids, has no music and it feels pretty neutral, right? Or, reading a book. A book doesn't have music, right? So the feeling of the book is more up to you, which is also fine. So I think absence of music, not creating a mood, purposefully, can also be pretty effective. So I guess I'm sort of repeating myself here, but purpose of music in your game, to create the mood. And one more thing. One thing about creating mood in video game music is to actually create mood alteration in the player to get them to behave a certain way. So for example, if you're making a fighting game, right, it could be advantageous to make music that makes the player excited to fight. For example, in King of Fighters 94, you're in the Team Japan stage and you're getting your ass kicked over and over again, but still the music, Esaka, makes you excited to keep fighting and try over and over again until you clear the stage. So that's another purpose for video game music, of course. I think that's really it. I could expand on this in another video maybe. Thanks for watching.